and subscribe. It's the real CW.
Real C-Dub.
It's the real CW.
Real C-Dub.
It's the real CW.
It's the real C-Dub.
It's the real CW.
It's the real C-Dub.
It's the real CW. It's the real CW. It's the real CW.
It's the real CW.
It's the real CW.
It's the real
CW. It's the real CW.
Skin Ratchet Bush.
It's the real CW.
Skin Ratchet Bush.
It's the real CW.
Skin Ratchet Bush.
It's the real CW. Yeah, we talking about the sports and we talking about them games. Yeah, we talk about everything that pop into my brain. I'm the real CW.
Like and subscribe.
I'm the real CW. Light skin, red the bud. I'm the real CW. Real CW. I'm the real CW. Real CW. I'm the real CW. Real CW. I'm the real CW. I'm the real CW. I'm the real CW. I'm the real CW. Light skin, wretched bud. Like.
What's up, y'all? What's happening? This is the real CW with another StreamYard live. I'm here today. Bill Haney, man, he's a promoter. He's a coach. He runs the YouTube chitlin circuit, but he don't run it over here though. Because we don't go with the fuckery what he be doing over here. So today, when I was gone, I saw this interview with him and Andre Ward. So I wanted to talk about it because some stuff he be saying I agree with, and some stuff I don't agree with. And, you guys have to catch this guy sometimes with his capping, man. So this is why I'm here today, y'all. And, if you guys want to come up and have your own opinion as well, you guys just put it in the comment section. I'm going to be reading it when I'm going on or going through whatever you guys want to, whatever you guys want to rock. But we know that the best guy in the sport right now is Stevenson over his son. So, he has a lot to say, so, let's listen to him, because I don't want to be the one that be capping. They say, oh, you capping, you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know boxing. Oh, Bill Haney didn't say that. Oh, yeah? Okay, like, it'll come out his mouth, and if I'm not correct, I'm not correct. But I like to listen to words, man. So let's check out what Mr. Bill Haney talking about in these YouTube streets and in the boxing game, so I could learn. I could educate myself listening to, because somebody told me that he was a genius as well. So, if that's true, I could learn something, because I don't know everything. So let's go ahead and listen. I'm not holding nobody. Let's check it out, man. And any of the Haney's people in the chat, y'all go ahead and disagree with me all you want, man. But you know, I like to talk about Mr. Haney and how I he can't fool me with his propaganda, whatever they say, 'cause that's what it's all about. So let's get it cracking. And Andre Ward, I put my copyright on there. Please don't flag me. This is education purposes only. Um, I don't want to get flagged, and you know, let it be, please. Here we go.
Big Bill, Big Bill.
Hey.
What's up, brother?
What's happening, King? Yes, sir.
You all right?
Oh, I'm good.
Just you?
Yes, sir.
That's how you roll?
And shout out to Bill, man. I mean, I give him this. You know, he is a character, so it makes the sport. He does make the sport move, man. I will give him that. You know that people could things to talk about in the sport with his son, even if I don't agree that his son is the best in the sport. You know, but you know, he a dad. I forgot to say he's a dad as well. And you supposed to pump up your son, but like in this sport, I feel like Terrence Crawford, Stevenson, Hitchison, they all talk for themselves. And I ain't saying that Devin don't talk for himself. He's getting there, but I can honestly say that he it's all Bill Haney plot to let you realize that his son is all about that. And we know that they write it down, they strip it. They stripped it how they want it to be. So, but it's all good. Let's go and check it out.
Yes, sir. I'm on time. I'm not the talent. I'm behind the scenes. Hey, King. Bill Haney and Andre Ward, East Oakland. We've come a long way. Yeah. We're at the top of the game.
Stay there. Welcome back to another episode of The Art of War. My guest today, we come from the same place. We come from the same soil. He's a father. He's a trainer. He's a manager. And in my opinion, he's one of the best matchmakers in the game.
I agree with that, Andre Ward. He is a good matchmaker for his son. You know, you see, he fought Ryan Garcia. I guess it might have was too early to me. Maybe it was. Like when he picked the pro grade fight, that was wonderful, man. That was a wonderful pick he picked with them. And fighter always have a puncher's chance of any fight. So well, we know this. So my bad. Let's get back to the business, y'all. All right, here I go. My breakdown, man. My reaction. Hope you guys can see it, man, or hear it, man. I can hear it fine and I can see it fine. So I'm gonna be reacting.
He's a polarizing figure in the game. Never lost for words. I want to welcome to the show, Bill Haney. Bill, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. This is a long time coming. And man, we in New York, man. It's cold outside.
The top of the game. Yeah. East Oakland, we in the building.
Yes, Drake. Lord. North Oakland in the building.
East Oakland and North Oakland. Yeah, exactly, Drake. Yeah. But you paved the way. I mean, you laid it out for us to play it out. I mean, now we're here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so happy to be here and just sit next to you in New York.
You East Coasting, West Coasting now? What's going on?
I live here.
One day, I am gonna go to New York, man, and but I know I ain't gonna say I saw Bill Haney and stuff, but I knew where he was living in Las Vegas. He lived right down he was living right down the street from me. If he moved to New York, that's fine too. But yeah, they was out here, man. I think Devin had like a Ferrari or something like that. So
I live here.
So you done left the West Coast?
Yeah, absolutely. I seen the lady in the middle of the water with the thing in the air, and I said, "We can do it too." The Haney's is here. We planted our flag, of course.
oh, that was funny.
Our story is legendary, coming out of Oakland, of course, going to Las Vegas, and getting the best out of Vegas, and of course moving east to New York.
Yeah, you and Team Haney right now, y'all in between fights. I know y'all working on something. Coming off a big win against Brian Norman Jr. A lot of people, felt like because he was coming off of a, knockout of the year type of performance in his previous fight before y'all fought.
He wanted to fight. I give him that. He wanted to fight. Devin Haney, like I said before, I think he's still hesitant in his comebacks. He ain't quite there yet. Like I see him better in sparring. I see him better. They saying that the Haney Debo, whatever you guys want to call him, that he's back. I don't see him back. He fought a green Brian Norman Jr. that he wasn't too bad, but it ain't the best competition that he fought. But he looked good for coming up at 147, showed a little power up there. But like my question is, if Devin Haney was so great, y'all was so he was so great, why he just didn't knock him out, Mr. Debo? And then the first and second round was the two exciting rounds, and everything else was just, it was a boring fight, man. Like, and I heard Turkey, he didn't like the fight. So my thing is, I know it's Devin Haney could do better than what he did. I'm not on that hype train with him quite yet. And he got some more proving to do to himself. I don't want to say it for me because these guys get paid millions, bro, and they don't have to prove nothing to us. But what I see with my own eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and respond to what I see. You know what I'm saying? So he beat Norman to be a champion. So three world champion, division champion. Hey, kudos to you, Devin Haney, and you still got that undisputed. So you're gonna be in the Hall of Fame, man. You too young to not be. Keep doing your thing.
Devin, I don't know if you could take the shot. Devin not only took the shot but put him down.
Oh yeah, he took the shot. I'm not saying, but he still was hesitant. You watch the fight, he ain't throwing like he should be throwing. Like, he wasn't the, let me say, he didn't throw it like he was with Ryan when he fought Ryan. When people say, oh, he was winning the rounds. He was winning those rounds because he was throwing. He didn't do that with Brian Norman. He did a couple jabs, some rounds, and then start holding the whole time. Went to the body a couple times, keep holding. But like I said, he's still a little hesitant to me. So that's just my honest opinion, bro.
Dominated the fight, and then here we are. So how you feeling about the victory? And obviously you've seen that happening.
Well, I mean, I hate to tell you I told you so, but I did.
But you did. You did tell us so. You had me fooled. I ain't going front. I thought Norman would have had a better game plan. Would have came in there and dominated Haney, because I didn't know if he was still all the way there. That's my argument about it. I wasn't all the way into the Haneys or Haney, because he was hesitant. With the Ramirez fight, I didn't know what Haney gonna bring, but like I said, he got the job done. Good game plan. He kept with the game plan. And Ryan Norman and them, no excuses for them, but they could have made a better game plan against you guys. But that night, the better man won. Devin Haney.
Just like I've said, Devin is the best fighter in the world. I mean, you know, everyone thought that I was just talking. He thought that I'm just playing, but
You do talk a lot, Haney. I mean, Bill Haney, you run your damn mouth so much, bro. You don't believe half of the stuff you be saying. So, man, come on, man. But you was right, man. I'm giving you your kudos, man.
It's a certain skill set that we've learned from some of the greats. One of the greats that you've learned it from.
Absolutely. Zab Judah, Floyd Mayweather, Floyd Sr., Judah's daddy. I mean, I know this. We know that you be taking from people, Mr. Bill Haney. We know this already. We know what you do, man. So, you know, ain't no hate over there. Do the best for your son, and that's what we know. That's what you're gonna do, because we know you was a sore loser when you lost to Ryan Garcia, though. I will get to that a little later on. So let's roll the tape.
Great Virgil Hunter, somebody that's been special in my life.
Virgil, yeah.
You know, the relationship with me and him, it's not mentioned a whole lot. But what he's done for Devin, along with some of the other great professors, and me as well, you know what I mean, gives Devin a certain skill set that I be laughing and joking, but you see ain't nobody else talking about us. Yeah, ain't nobody said that I'm lying. Last time I checked, I don't know if nobody is looking for us.
Yeah. I say you lie. I say you lie. I'm sorry, Bill. I'm gonna tell you now. I know you be lying, bro. You talking about Devin Haney made the list? No, you made the list. Like, Devin told on you. Oh, if Dad tell me who to fight, I'm gonna go and fight. What is that about? So, Devin made the list. No, you made the list. Like, you ain't gonna fool me about the list. And ain't all your Haney fans. You ain't gonna fool me about that. Y'all the ones is trying to fool the people, man. We know you made that list. Yeah, and I believe all the other fighters should make a list, just like you guys, be on that same gravy train, and let's see who gonna come out on top. Cause I hope my fighter Stevenson, he already took down one king. Now he need to take down Ryan, Devin, and then maybe one day in the future, if he gets something out off his ass is Tank Davis. That's the biggest fight of boxing.
They get quiet. You know, the critics and all that, they get quiet when they're wrong.
Debo.
Yeah.
No Debo to me, man. Not to me. And I'm gonna keep saying that on my channel. Ain't no Debo to me, man. And he spelled it wrong, but he ain't no Debo to me, man. He's a good, he decent. I call it decent boxer. I don't think he's the best boxer, but he a good. When you talk about sparring, yeah, he the man. But when it comes to those lights, nah, he ain't the best to me. So that's just me.
Or you can do the Devin Haney. Either way, you know what I mean? We're at the top of the game. I say you can no longer down him. You got to crown him.
Well, man, he getting crowned. You know what I'm saying? Turkey El Sheik, man, we're going to talk a little bit more about him as we get going. I think he's doing a great job right now. You know, everybody wants to be quick to say what's going to work, what's not going to work. My thing is give it time. One thing I do appreciate is the fighters are getting what they normally don't get, which is getting paid. And I can't even say that. I don't think I would.
I like that. Cause I don't pocket watch, man. I don't need to pocket watch, man. They ain't giving us no money. They're not going out here giving us cars or, they come out there, they protect themselves. the game is to protect yourself and perform how you want to perform. Don't prove it to us. Prove it to yourself, man. Every fighter, bro. But I'm not gonna lie and say who I like, who I think who's gonna win the fight. I'm always gonna be that one and say who's gonna win the fight, if you like it or not. I'm gonna go against you. I'm not gonna go against you. But it's funny, people get mad because I know I'm talking about the money, but they get mad at me because I say Devin Haney got his ass kicked that night.
I would ever say
But
a fighter's
Ryan,
getting overpaid.
No.
Because so many times, for so many years, for decades, we've been underpaid. So if a fighter is getting more than what you used to get, than what you're used to seeing them get, that don't mean they overpaid. It just means they getting paid. So I appreciate that. And with Devin's last performance, man, obviously that's gonna continue to flow and continue to do what it do.
I want to just take it a step further. What Turki Al-Sheikh has done, he's broke down any narrative or any barrier for the big.
Salute to Turki, man. I want to say that, man. He been making fights. I never thought we'll saw the T.O. and Shakur fight. Man, straight up honest. And, it's more to come. And I want to say it to my chat, man. If anybody, like I said, wants to come on, just ask me to drop the link. I drop the link in the chat if you want to come on, who's ever's, around. So, misunderstood over here, though.
It's in the best fights to happen for kids and guys, especially as my guy.
Absolutely.
To work from being 8 years old to the top of the game.
Absolutely,
You want to have
Bill,
an
I agree.
opportunity to prove how good you are. You want to be able to have the opportunity to fight the best fighters. And if they're not who they say they are, then Turki Al-Sheikh has come in the game and proved that. There's no big fight that can happen. And I think that what we call the boxing protection program has been dismantled. Devin started it. Of course, everybody said, we worked with Matchroom, we worked with Top Rank, we worked with, we did our best to work with PBC, but early on we worked with Showtime and Showbox. So we killed the narrative that you couldn't work with all the promoters and still have a career. You know what I mean? It was like they said that you get blackballed, but when you're really talented and you have a great team, you know what I mean? That the freezer is no place for us.
Yeah. I'm gonna say one last thing on that.
Everybody.
You mentioned Verge, man. I always appreciate you, paying homage and showing love, man, and giving respect, where it's really due. And the other ones too that y'all came across and got a lot of game from and learned a lot from. I think one of the things that make Verge, somebody like him, great, and even yourself, is when you moving a fighter, it's not always an eye thing. It ain't always, I saw that and I see this. Sometimes it's a feel thing, right? So
I agree with you, Andre Ward. You moving a fighter, and you just have a feeling. I get it, man. I don't know everything about boxing. But, I'm learning.
Like even you picking Brian Norman, like on paper, it's like, you sure you want to do that?
Oh, it's food. They knew they was food, man. Like I told him, I gave him credit. It was spot on. He was spot on with Norman. He pegged him out.
But it's a field thing. Like, I know my guy can do it. If he show up and do what he's supposed to do, that's no problem for us. How did you develop the feel for the matchmaking, even the business association? We're gonna give y'all a 2-fight deal. We're gonna give y'all a 2-year deal. Talk to me about the feel of just moving Devin's career.
Well, I think that it's a fraternity of individuals, you included. Tell the truth. You told us make the pivot tighter. We did the circle around there on Ramirez. He said, you know what he said?
Tighten it up.
Pivot.
Tighten it up.
Tighten it up.
Yeah.
Did you see it in real time?
Like I said, y'all shook me up because I was confused. I don't know what kind of Devin Haney was coming to fight Brian Norman. So, like I said, salute to you. I want to give you salute to that because we didn't know. I didn't know. My partner did. Sauce experience, he knew. He was like, no, he gonna box him. But, he one of the kings underground kings around here. So he had to stop your brakes, Mr. White, and I did, and I figured it out.
But see, that goes to say is our relationships. You have to listen though too. You know what I mean? I think one Sugar Shane Mosley, we worked with him, and
yeah, you worked with Sugar Shane Mosley. Let's talk about that. That was, you worked with him with the Ramirez fight, and my understanding was that you worked with your placement of power, trying to work on his power and how to punch. And you guys at the Ramirez fight, you guys didn't even use it. That's why I was confused. Y'all didn't even use it. To this day, I'm still wondering why y'all hired, excuse me, Shane Mosley, messed his house up allegedly, and went to the fight. He didn't even use none of the. I didn't see no techniques, none of that. They said he looked great. That every manager, daddy, promoter, they all say that. You're supposed to make him look good.
The want to see what you've given us or to see what we've learned instantly sometimes doesn't happen, because I say that Devin has a toolbox that's like Home Depot. It started as a toolbox, then it was a tool shed, and then it became a warehouse full of tools. That in that right time, I think that he's going to make that right decision like this. You know what I mean? So a lot of times, if we're taking a look, it's Roy. You know what I mean? If we're out here to prevent, it's Verge. You know what I'm saying? So, behind the shoulder, of course, is Floyd and
Bill,
Roger.
He had to show me. Bill, he had to show me. Like I said, I wasn't impressed about the Brian Norman fight, man. Like I said, you said he got tools. You have to show us, man. Like, prove to us, I guess, but prove to yourself that he does have the tools. Because I saw a lot of holding and rib shots, bro, and body shots. So, prove to us that he got those tools, what y'all talking about. And the best thing of all is show us or prove to us that Debo Deb, that's what y'all call him, right? Show me him. Show me what he all about, man.
Guys, it's just been a long journey to where Devin is. And you guys can't freeze us out, baby.
Straight up. Man, I want to take it back, and then we're going to work our way back to the career, man. Take me back to, so similar to Dev,
I want him to be undisputed at 147. I root for him. He American fighter, bro. And he had to get past Brian Garcia again. Cracker, I think he get past him and Rolly, and he'll be undisputed again. I'm fine with that. But we got Keyshawn going up. Watch out for him. And Stevenson, I don't think he's coming up, and I don't think y'all want that fight. So I'm gonna leave it to that. So be careful.
You was born in San Francisco, raised in Oakland. Was you born in San Francisco?
No.
Was you born in Oakland?
I was born in East Oakland, and they don't even have a hospital there. Can you imagine that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So no, but I'm saying I'm from Oakland, right? Of course, if your parents are doing anything, it's Highland Hospital is not your first pick, unless it's some trauma and drama. But if you're just actually being born, you know what I mean? You might be delivered at San Leandro Vesper Memorial Hospital. You haven't heard that too much. The one right off the 580, you dig? So, but I'm I graduated from Skyline High School. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm born and raised in Oakland, right?
Yeah. Tell me about, I ain't heard too much about who raised you. Your mother, father, just your mother, your grandmother?
No, my dad. I live with my grandmother. One time it was one of those pivotal times in your life where your parents aren't seeing eye to eye and they're going to separate.
Yeah, I mean, most homes, they just ain't saying eye to eye, man. They don't get along, fighting every day. cussing each other out. You know, that's how a living home some of these parents are, and some parents love each other.
And my mom and dad, they say, so who you want to live with? And I looked at one, I looked at the other, I said, y'all up in here tripping. Yeah. I looked back at the other one, looked at the other one. I said, I want to live with grandma.
Either one of y'all, yeah.
Right. So grandma's house was cool during the holidays because I didn't really see what was going on outside. Yeah. But she lived on 76.
Hey, Bill Haney, man, I think living with grandma is the best, huh? Did your grandma make? I'm not talking about your grandma, but I know my grandma. You know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so every day. So I hope you never missed a meal, brother. That'd be nice.
Between Bancroft and Hillside. So when I ultimately made that decision to go live with grandma, when I came outside to play, it was a little bit different than it was at mom. And then it was the flats, you dig? And getting grandma's cooking and being there with her, you know, loving and her hugging and all the stuff. Once I moved with grandma, I never wanted to move out. You know what I'm saying? I never wanted to leave, you know what I mean? So until she passed, you know what I mean? A big part of me stayed right there on the block, even when I could afford to move off of it.
What was Oakland looking like for you at that time?
Well, I mean, you know.
Well, we know it's rough out there. It was rough out there. I never lived there, but what stories I heard, you know, very rough.
For me, my mom grew up in the 60s. She was a 60s baby. She was a Black Panther. Of course, I grew up in the 80s. So between the 60s and 70s, my early on pivotal years of growing, I was being taught and to the understanding that we should go to school and advance our education, and we needed more Black police and more Black lawyers and more Black.
Good boy.
Doctors and stuff like that. So by the 80s, when they brought in, of course, the crack and drug epidemic, you know, I think as a people, we kind of lost the sense of our pride and the sense of what we should actually be doing as a culture and committed in Oakland. So 80s and then the 90s, of course, it, you know, we've lost every sense of it. By the 2000s, I think, you know, now, you know what I mean? They're saying as youngsters, they don't know. The OGs don't know, you know what I mean? And so I think that's why I lean and tend to want to bring back family, you know what I mean? Bring back that sense of parent to partner, where parents are happy about becoming partners in their last name and not their first.
Yeah, that's one of the things I respect about you the most, man, is just, you know, the time you spend with your kids and
Oh, great father, man. I don't knock that, but you know, it's all about, you know, some of the cap he be doing with his kids, man. That's what bugs me the most.
And the amount of attention you give your kids. I mean, obviously you got a lot going on, but and we'll talk about, you know, the mistakes and stuff, but I know some of that.
And yeah, this is the boxing game. I want everybody to know that, like, you know, you could lose your life in that ring. So this ain't no game to play being dad, and your kid goes in there and he has to fight for himself. So a lot of stuff he says is off the wall, but it's what it is, man.
That stuff reshaped how you viewed the opportunity to be a parent.
Absolutely.
But that's one thing that they can't say about Bill Haney, is that he's an absentee father.
No, absolutely. That's important coming up in Oakland, where we're from, you know, where you're taught to be the big homie to the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I want it to be an example that if you're a big homie and you're from the neighborhood, then go be the big homie at the house. You know what I'm saying? Have your kids back in a way that we're normally taught to have the back of the streets and the neighborhood.
Man, I done heard about you for years, man. And it's like, you know, even outside the boxing.
Of course.
And what was it about the streets? I know you said 76 and Bancroft. It's a lot going on in the city.
I say that in the streets, Andre Ward, man. We talking about boxing, bro. He can stay in the streets.
In the 70s, right?
Right.
Just all throughout East Oakland, North.
It's just like me talking about LeBron James. They talking about how he grew up with no father and everything. I'm talking about basketball. These guys talking about how he got raised and stuff like that. Let's talk basketball. Let's talk boxing, bro.
North Oakland, West Oakland. But what was it about the streets that made you feel like this is something I need to, you know, try to be a part of? And when did you jump off the porch?
Well, I mean, of course, I jumped off early, man. You know what I mean? My teenagers, I've been to juvenile hall. That's where I met Virgil.
150
Yes, of course.
I used to run that hill.
Did you?
Yeah, a couple times a week.
That's good.
Oh yeah, and write a book, man. You know, you might make some money doing that, Bill Haney. You know, you in the streets, raise your son to be a professional boxer. Hey man, kudos to you, bro. Make a book, man, or a movie, man. I like to see it.
Good, you never ran in that motherfucker.
Yeah, I just missed it.
No, that's right. We like hopefully, like we can all, our mistakes that we make, the next generation aren't supposed to make them. You know what I'm saying? I think that I've made all the mistakes that my kids don't have to make. You know what I mean? And hopefully they'll make the mistakes that their kids don't have to make. But I jumped off the porch as a teenager in the 80s. You know what I mean? Being light-skinned, that you had to go. You know what I mean? You couldn't look at you like, yeah, I wasn't playing. You did. I didn't run.
Yeah. You gonna keep running. If you run, you gonna keep running.
Exactly. So, you know, having that kind of peer pressure, man, in the neighborhood, I think we all know we have the wisdom to understand that decisions that we made were based on our circumstances, not necessarily based on who we actually were as individuals. You know, so I made all the mistakes. You're looking at every mistake that could be made in East Oakland, you know, but it's more important for me.
You turn your life around, man.
To show that you can evolve. You can evolve into the man that you have a vision of yourself being. I didn't envision myself being you know what I mean? I just made decisions that I saw other guys making that were doing stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you hitting the hall, when you going to juvenile hall, that's not stopping you. When you in them different units, A unit, B unit, C unit, D unit, that ain't stopping you from what you doing. Is that emboldening you?
Well, my vision was that my parents would be happy with me. You know what I mean? So walking the halls and all that, you know, in the back of your mind, you have parents and you have people that see something else in you, that see something better in you.
Grandma,
you know that you see
mama,
that. You know what I mean? But within them halls and all that persona that I displayed,
I agree.
What didn't trump the vision I had of myself.
Yeah. What type of mindset did you have back in that day? Because you know you got the Oakland thing where you know you popping your whip, you talking, you don't seem like a violent person or a person that's gonna beat somebody up, but you never know. Sometimes somebody could be like that and just don't present like that. So how was you?
Well, I just wanted to.
Alleged, man. They said he got jumped, but I'm gonna leave it to that, man. Like, come on, Bill, you have to holler at me, man. If you had both of your shoes on and your glasses off, man. Something went down over there, man. But I want to talk about it, man.
Be the kind of guy that no one had anything to say about, that you whisper about me if you're going to say anything. You know what I mean? I'm not a bully, but at the same time, I'm not a guy that you want to brag about that's not with whatever that you're with. You know what I mean? And hopefully, you know what I mean? I did a good job of turning the corner.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI.
So when you out there, Bill, you know, sometimes I felt this, right? And I've heard other people say this, you know, you start getting deep into whatever element you involved in. sometimes you could feel like something's gonna happen. Like something, get to a space where it's like, bro, this, you know, and you try to talk yourself out of it, like, nah, I'm gonna be good, but you feel it, right? Did you, before you got into a situation and got caught up, did you start feeling something, or it just came and you never saw it coming?
No, actually, I don't think that there's anyone.
Hey, before he start though, the Bill with the Hawkins thing, man, that was funny, man. So, you know, what's name wanted to whoop your ass, Bill Haney. So we know you ain't like that, but it's all good, man.
That, you know, you got the big dogs, you know, you got Fee, you got Mickey, you got all the legendary guys that come out of Oakland, whether it be East Oakland, North Oakland, or have you. There just was no one that got away. You know, there was no story that showed a guy coming up off of the curve and getting away. So I think that we deserve that in Oakland. You know what I mean? And I think that I did my best to be that. You know what I mean? I didn't. That was kind of like where you get a drum roll, you get like some claps. I'm the only one that got away. You know what I mean? So we need that. We need that. I think that they camouflage that with a lot of my antics that they show. You know what I mean? But the real underlying factor is that any guy that believes and they have the vision that they can be effective in their son's life. Their son has the vision that of what they can do and that the dad can be effective. That combination can be successful without Jay-Z's support, without 50's support, without Floyd's support, without Bob, Oscar, Eddie, right? We can work together, but ultimately, when you put it in your own hands, right, then that's what this is what you're looking at.
Yeah. Where did you get that vision from with Dev? Because it was interesting when you came out, and I was gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it now, though. You know, Dev came out, he just missed the cut for the Olympics, or did you just choose not to go?
Dev's actual class is Keyshawn Davis and those guys.
That was the next class.
That was the next class up.
But he was at the 2016 Rio class.
Right, exactly. He wasn't old enough. So instead of waiting around because he had won youth, he had traveled, he was on the travel team, he had won everything that was consistent with what an amateur would do, that we would spend the next year from 16.
Bill, to you, I want to know, maybe you could respond to the Chitlin circuit. Ask him, I want to ask you, was you ever, like what Willie Moses said, was you ever on Shakur's level at that time?
To 17, developing a pro style. Obviously, we're in Las Vegas, and we have the professionals and the pros and the professors to now make this transition from amateur to pro. And you know, we've did Real Devin Haney TV before anyone else was doing it. We was filming everything, and you know what I mean. So a bigger part of the vision and the plan comes from.
Excuse me. I didn't know that. Kudos to you, man.
Must be in Oakland, just like you have your show. It's a certain independence that we've had, like Too Short is selling the music out the trunk, or, you know, E40, you know what I mean?
Independent hustle.
Independent hustle, you know what I'm saying? So I think that vision was always with us, and the story should and be told that anybody can do it.
So you took Dev early on to Mexico.
Yep.
Right? Like on the surface, if you really don't know what you're looking at, that could look like a mistake, that could seem risky. And it is risk involved.
Definitely.
Anything can happen.
Definitely.
But, and I'm sure you had people in your ear.
Yeah, he went to Mexico, man. He looked different, man. Really big compared to all these fighters, bro. He looked promising around that time. No cap.
Saying, Bill, you tripping. Bill, that ain't the right thing, man. You gonna ruin the kid. All these different things. Just tell me, just you as a man, right?
Right.
When you make a business decision, whether Devin is involved or not, what type of dude is Bill Haney? When you hear noise telling you it ain't gonna work, are you just a dude that's like just stubborn, like, nah, I'm gonna do it my way? Do you process the information to decide, okay, can I?
Andre Ward, he been doing it his way. What you mean? He ain't no doubt. He confident, man. Come on, man. The Haneys don't bow down to nobody, man. Come on, bro.
I use that or not, and then go. That was a big move that you did with Devin, and you heard chatter. What was the mindset to say, nah, this is what we gonna do?
My mom, rest in peace, has always been like, when she's talking to me, she's like, I know you listening to me, but you're gonna do whatever you're gonna do. Because you know what I mean? You have your vision set, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think a lot of times, once I believe that God has given me a vision to see something, it's for a reason that he's giving it to me to see and you not to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can see my reality, but you can't actually see what I'm thinking.
I never said that the Lord ain't talking to you.
And obviously it worked out.
Well, yeah, absolutely. That was one part of our career that I think that should be studied.
God
You know what I'm
bless
saying?
you.
How when you have a market that's saturated full of talent, right? And you want to stick out, right? And it's saturated, you go Devin Haney versus everybody. That was our campaign. That's what we still stand by. We feel that our brand and what we're doing is unique. So we went to Mexico, we filmed it, we uploaded the fights, right? We drew interest. I don't think that we've actually did a partnership until we were looking to become champion. We were looking to fight Luke Campbell for the vacant belt, or Lomachenko, of course. And yeah, it was just Devin Haney versus everybody.
Yeah, that drove the price up.
Oh, absolutely.
Because Dev was the one that the promoters couldn't get. And he was the one that they wanted to get. So initially it was like, yeah, I could sign him. But then as he kept winning, it's like, man, I want to sign him.
Yes.
Then it got to the point where it's like, man, we got to sign him.
Yeah.
And y'all drove the price up by taking that model, which is something I haven't really seen be done in the pro ranks. Most guys, they're all.
If anybody wants to come on, man, just ask me to drop that link, and I'll drop my link down, so you guys could join, or you guys just put something in the comment if you guys like, man. Sub to the channel, and we rocking right now. The Andre Ward with Bill Haney, man.
Are some people that have done it themselves, but a lot of people they gonna sign with a major promoter right out the rip, right out the gate.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else, Oakland? That goes back to that independent mindset and that vision where you see, right? So a lot of times we took meetings, right? And I left in the meeting. I'm like, y'all. They're like, man, they want to give us 7 figures. They want to sign us, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. They're like, well, what you think? And I'm like, they can't pay us for our vision. They can only pay for.
Well, ain't you a good businessman, man? Like I said, I don't hate, man. I'm talking facts. Some opinionated, but mostly facts. You're a good businessman, man.
Reality. Because they got bosses, they got people, they got meetings that they have. So when they look at the metrics, they look at the analytics, you can only get paid for what you've done. You can't get paid for what you're about to do. Only you can have faith in that. So that's what we had.
Tell me if I'm wrong. I think some of that is, and I ain't gonna get into the details, but you didn't touch some money before you got into boxing, right? When you've had money, you're not thirsty for every opportunity, or you're not excited about every contract that's in front of you, because I done seen these numbers before. I've touched these numbers before in real life.
Yes.
So it's cool, but it's something better out there. If we wait, it's gonna be more. You think that's what gave you an advantage, helping Devin navigate?
Andre, more and more you perform, more and more that you get paid your worth. You know what I'm saying? You have to perform good. You have to beat these A-class fighters, these B-class fighters. Sometimes you get a C-class, D-class fighters, but you have to beat them, and then your stock goes up. You know how that works, Mr. Ward.
That to know that, man, I've seen this before. It's cool, but like we ain't gotta, because if you come from nothing and you ain't never touched nothing, you ain't never seen nothing like that, that number look real good.
Oh no, absolutely. But like I say, you know, once you lock in to that vision of where you are, I mean, I know that Devin is the best in the world, and I know they playing games. You know what I'm saying? Flat out. I know that what he brings to the table. You know what I mean?
I wonder if he wasn't your son, would you be saying that? But you know, we know that y'all live in the same house. You know, you with him all the time. And, you know, you got a right to say he's the best in the world, but, you know, I disagree.
And this is no different than when we started. That's gonna never change, you know?
Do you need a loan for your business? Well, if you've been around for over a year, I'm about to show you.
Tell me about this, because you know you said you're the one that got away, but you did have to sit down though, right? And it's something you've talked about openly. And you know, when you got caught up in your situation, man, and did some time, tell me about that period. What did that rehabilitate you? Did Bill Haney rehabilitate himself? When did you make your mind up that, man, this is where my old lifestyle dies. I got to do this for my kids. Tell me that process. What was that period of time like for you?
Well, just being 22 and being young and in the feds is an eye-opening experience in the sense of all of the super big bad guys that been on the street getting so much money, a lot more money than me in different areas, you know, white collar, drugs and the like. The one universal thing that they all wanted to do was get back home to their kids. Yeah.
CCW, I'm sorry, I know this has been a long interview, but I like to say the whole story. I don't like to cap because my favorite fighter and all that. No, I like to talk about the whole thing. So I let it roll, you guys. Let Bill talk. Let him do what he got to do. If I have something to say, I'll say it. But you know.
Yeah, that's what everyone's, you know, that's what's everyone's kryptonite with time. I don't care how big and bad. At the end of the day, if you were a man of responsibility, what your nightmare was your kids being at home, wife being at home by themselves. You know, and so I vowed, you know, I had already had my son who was 2 years old at the time that I went to the feds, Little Bill. And I vowed that, you know, when I got back home, that, you know, my responsibility was going to be to him
Bill.
and not to the old Bill Haney, so to speak.
Good for you, man.
And then when I got home,
and I was out. And I have to respect it.
Maybe about 2.5 years. You know, Devin, you know, Devin's mom got pregnant. And then that was another eye-opening, pivotal time in my life. You know what I mean? That now I have another son, you know what I mean? And I never wanted him to go in the penitentiary and have to send me like Lil Bill did. And 27 years later, and I've never been to prison since then. So, you know, and
congratulations, bro.
To give up the streets, you know what I mean? I believe, and you know, you're a God-fearing man, and I think in so many different scriptures and surahs, and it all says that you have to give up something, right? And I didn't really know, giving up the streets, you know what I mean, that I was gonna get so much after, you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I always preach to, and not even preach, I don't wanna say preach, but I do wanna pound it home that, you know, that greatness for that guy that was Bill Haney is right around the corner, but you must give up the old for the new to come in. You know what I mean? And I always kind of laugh. They say, you know, boxing needs you, Bill Haney. And I said, I'm glad because the streets don't. You know what I mean?
Bill, you ain't a boxer, though. Your son is. So keep promoting. Keep representing your son. And we'll be cool. But, you know, like I said, I'm always, you know, going to check that lie you be doing sometimes. But you cooking now. Right now, you're doing good.
I don't need to be in the streets, and the streets don't need me. And giving up that,
and yeah, stay
I
out
got
the
something
streets,
that was
Bill
even
Haney,
better.
please.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, you gotta lose your life so you can actually gain it a lot of times. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's that scripture you was talking about.
Yes.
How hard was it though, man? Because you know, just because you make up your mind that you done, it don't mean that the streets is done with you. You're gonna get the phone calls, you're gonna get the question, hey man, you good? You sure you don't want? Did you get that when you walked out?
Yeah, I said, BH the Great is no longer here.
I'm out the game. Yeah.
BH the Great is a mistake. Yeah. Don't call me that no more. Yeah, no, and I put on my Instagram, it's no longer that, it's Bill Haney. You know what I mean? And I started working for my last name, which is, you know what I mean, for Devin Haney and Sean Haney and Arabella Haney and, you know, Lil Bill. And, you know what I mean? I found more peace and more, you know what I mean, drive and focus and my new present job than I ever had in anything else I did.
When did y'all make that shift? And what was the shift like from the Bay, from Oakland to Las Vegas?
Well, I left the Bay for sirens just like that, except they weren't outside, they were chasing me.
Oh, they chilling. Yeah, this the they got 2 ambulances right here.
Oh, for real? Like,
And
they,
bro, they got 2
Damn.
ambulances and can't move. That's why you can't move to New York, Bill. Look at this. They got people in the back of this ambulance and they can't move because of the traffic. Look at this.
Man,
Bro, I would get up out the back of the thing and say, man, let me walk. Look, Bill, they can't move, bro. They gotta get out the way or something, man. That's crazy.
Oh, Mr.
That's crazy. That's New York traffic, bro.
What up, people? It's your boy Ak, and we teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook. It's the ultimate destination for betting on big fights coming your way this year. Big fight in Las Vegas, Barrios Garcia. Finally, Ryan Garcia, the fighter, the young man that became a star, a megastar, without holding a world title, gets an opportunity to fight for.
Well, there's been some complaining about that. Why is he ranked? Why is he fighting for a championship? But one word that you said that stood out is star. He's star. He has star power. This is a tough fight. Mario Barrios always comes in shape, always comes ready, and I think he got something to prove.
This is the biggest fighter that Ryan has ever faced. So he's going to fight somebody that has
Commercial,
a level
y'all.
of size and experience in that weight class. I can't wait for this one.
We partnered with DraftKings Sportsbook to give y'all an incredible offer. New customers can turn a $5 bet into $200 bonus bets if your bet wins. Sign up using our promo code ATSFights.
DraftKings has something for every sports fan. So stop moving slow. Hurry up. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Make sure you use the promo code ATSFights. Level up your fight night experience.
You know, obviously born and raised in Oakland.
Here we go.
You know, when did you make the move to Vegas and why Vegas?
So moving to Las Vegas for us meant a complete change.
Oh, yeah, I bet you was partying all day because I know I did that when I moved out to Vegas. Way different than Oakland.
I wanted my kids to have an opportunity that I didn't have. Unfortunately, I talked about like the circumstances that led me to do things that I knew I shouldn't be doing based on everything that was going around. And once you, as the big homie, because now I said, okay, I'm gonna be a big homie to my kids and not to the streets, well, then I'm going to move them to a place that they don't have the pressures, they don't have the crutches, they don't have all those things, which to me is a lot harder for a kid to be uprooted to put in another place that they have to fight for identity, purpose, and all those things, right? Then for me, when I stepped out, joined the gang banging and neighborhoods and all that other stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to provide a change, and that's no different than leaving Las Vegas and now coming to New York.
Yeah, but even for you though, the Bay can get to Vegas easy. That's a quick 50-minute flight.
Yeah,
so,
well,
so even though it's a change, you still got to stay on point because the Bay gets to Vegas too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just knew that the 50 minutes was going to give them enough time to decide that they wasn't coming to do the right thing. If that was the last thing that a motherfucker should be doing, that 50 minutes was enough.
Yeah. That's enough time to think about it. Yeah. Tell me about early Dev, man. Why boxing? When did boxing come into Devin Haney's life?
Well, Devin found boxing, you know what I mean, just the way that a cowboy finds his first horse. And he's been riding ever since, in the sense of, I was never gonna give up on my son, and I never was gonna let any professional of any sort say that.
Man, did you guys see that? Why Devin don't do that in the boxing ring now? Quick, fast. You know, the boxing, like, I could respect that. Look at young Bill Haney and Devin, man. But that's what I'm saying. Why he don't use that in the regular? I might start being a Haney fan if he does that. But for right now, nah, Shakur all day.
He needed any kind of medicine, that he needed any kind of counseling. I was actually looking for something that fit, that he could be passionate about. So we did basketball, we did football, we did all the traditional sports.
You did.
Yeah, and in that, I found that he was super competitive. He wanted to run the ball, he wanted to throw the ball, he wanted to shoot the ball, he wanted to block the ball. Man, you want to do everything, man. And I'm an active coach, but I'm like looking at the other coaches like that. This is.
See, I said that about Dad. He's competitive because I heard that from my boxer, Stevenson. He said that about your son. And, I agree.
He's like, he's a super competitive kid. But then he's also competitive in sports, but he's fighting at school. And I'm like, champ. So I took away the sports, but then he would still fight. And on that last time that he ever fought in school, the principal called me up. Now, mind you, I'm like a dad, because his mom lives in the Bay, so he's in Vegas with me. I'm like, man, you keep having me come up to the school. And the last time I looked at the principal, and I swear he looked at like the warden from the penitentiary, from the feds. And he's looking at me and he's looking at Dev, and he has that look like, is something going on at your house? Like, you know what I mean? He was questioning. I'm like, bro, we just moved from the Bulls. Come here, right?
Nah, he liked to fight, man. He just like Terrence Crawford, man. Don't say nothing to these these boxers, man. They like to fight, man. Sorry, yo. Whew. And that's what he did. And you did good for putting him in boxing, though.
Right, and you agree that took some effort on all our parts.
Absolutely.
Right? So I say, Dev. I looked at him, I said, so Dev, what's happening, man? And he looked at me and he said, he was about to hit me. I said, about to hit you. I said, sir, that's okay. We'll take the suspension, and me and him, we're gonna figure this out. Right? I got in the car. I said, man, now because as parents, especially back when we say, don't come to me talking about you better get off first, right? Get off first. Yeah. So I'm feeling like, okay, now you done got slick with it. So I told him, he's looking out the window, and I said, man, you think you know how to fight, man? He's keep looking out the window still, not even talking to me. I said, all right, I'm gonna take you to the gym. I'm gonna take you around somebody who know how to fight. He looked back at me just like this and said, okay. I said, oh, shit, I'm gonna get your wet, boy. Yeah. Went to the gym, the coach and everybody that was there, because you don't, see, me not knowing what I know now is you don't take a kid to go spar, and he does right off the rip. I took him right off the rip.
He looked natural. He did. Up front, man. I didn't see those clips, but looking at him, he was natural, man. Natural boxer, man.
And trying to teach him a lesson.
Trying to teach him a lesson. And found out one of the coaches, an old timer, said, your kids are natural.
Yeah.
I looked at him. He got that little mug. I looked at him. I said, oh, we got something.
He's natural, man.
And that's been
one of Devin Haney.
That's the birth of him. And that's why my mission has been with other dads that have kids that are being misdescribed as bad, as fighting and all. You might got something. You might got.
And don't even know it.
And don't even know it. It just, for my personal passion has been to support him in every way that I possibly can. And that's our story.
Yeah. Man, that's powerful, man. That's powerful that you was able to see that the right way. Because if you just get on him, stop doing that, man. You got these people calling me, and you just never explore what's going on, you might miss it.
Yes.
So that's a beautiful thing. But when did you know that Dev was special, though? Y'all on these amateur circuits, it starts locally, then you start qualifying for stuff, regional, state, national.
I'm going to say my 2 cents. I think he knew that his son was special when they met up with Shakur, man. And they was doing the sparring session. He might have didn't win, but hey, man, that's when you know he's special, hanging with one of the elite fighters in the sport, man. And Terrence Crawford. I don't think they sparred, but they have a good relationship with Terrence Crawford as well. So
when did you know, like, man, my son is one of the top amateurs in the country? How long did that take?
I think that always I kind of noticed, you know what I mean, from all the little times, and he was always had been an advanced kid on the set. I think one of the times that I noticed that he would be a future all-time great is the day him and Floyd sparred. Yeah, I think that was the day.
How old was Devin?
Devin was 16. Yeah, he was 16. Yeah, he was 16. Floyd.
Oh, I forgot about Floyd. Yeah, for sure. The GOAT, one of the GOATs. Yeah.
But traditionally, this was after, you know, he had sparred Earl Spence, and, you know, and it was going around that Earl had had a good day with Floyd. And legend always had it that if you had a good day with Floyd under the lights, I mean, if you have a good day with him in the gym, he was going to call you back and he was going to put it on you. That was the thing.
Turn the clock off.
He was going to turn it off and he was going to do that. Yeah. And, you know, so he moved around with Dev and I yelled in the ring. I said, Floyd, it's like you looking at yourself. Yeah. He got mad too about that.
He did?
Yeah, he was, because he be talking. Every guy that he's in there, no matter what anyone says that he does under the lights, inside the gym.
We know that 24/7. Remember that show? That says 24/7, man. We know Floyd is the shit talker, man. Everybody said it. And I like that about Floyd. Get it right.
He does the same thing. You know what I mean? Nobody goes into the gym to get beat up on by everybody. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Especially somebody like Floyd.
No, Floyd is a complete professional. So anything that you were able to do with him, you were able to do, because you can't just, and I totally respect him. I always say he's not the kind of guy that you can just go do anything to, in or out the ring. He's like that. You know what I'm saying? So Devin had a great day with him, and we were expecting him to call Devin back in. You know what I'm saying? Right? So I said, ooh, he gonna call? You know, come on, Deb, let's work, man. Don't worry. You know Floyd gonna call you back in there. You know, and we didn't get the call back.
Never got it.
Never got it. So within that, you're supposed to have a certain high. You're supposed to, as a team, you're supposed to, you know what I mean? It's supposed to.
That's big.
The opposite of it is,
yeah.
We like this. I say, shh. I say, oh, no. Oh, y'all got to pay now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, y'all got to pay.
See, what people don't know about Floyd is, like, you know, people say whatever they want to say about his style. You know, he hit, not get hit, all that stuff. Floyd is a completely different fighter in the gym. He's not the same person.
Vicious, mean.
He's aggressive.
Mean.
He doing 5-minute rounds, sometimes just.
But like I said, Andre Ward, I said that about Devin Haney. He way different. He different in the sparring sessions, and then just like Shakur, different. Gary Russell, all these guys, they all Henson's and you know, whoever's popping right now, they different in the sparring. So when they get to the lights, it's a totally different fight. And yeah, of course, and you know Floyd was.
Clock don't stop. It's just doghouse rules, whatever. He's a totally different person. Like, he slugs. He'll take more punches with them because he got headgear on, bigger gloves, so he takes more risk in sparring. And I didn't heard about Floyd, like, ruining cats. Like, I'm talking about young dudes. Now, I don't understand that, but I didn't see him do it. Like, Floyd is real mean in the gym. I ain't seen him.
Yep.
You are too. Yeah. You, listen, it's you, Crawford, and Floyd. The three meanest guys in boxing. I'm telling you.
But Floyd ain't that mean in a real fight, though.
Yeah. Listen, you violate, he gonna demonstrate
for
sure.
True that.
For sure.
True that.
For sure.
True that.
He's very calculated, I mean, about that. And I think that we've gotten a lot of him, a lot of you, a lot of, you know what I mean? And in that moment, there's more things going on in a fight and life than people understand. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I think that what his mission was, he's an example of bolting to the finish line. Blinders on. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be 50-0. I'm about to do it my way. I'm going to the joint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You had that, I'm gonna punish everybody in front of me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let them off. know what it is. About, you know what I mean? So, but within that, I think, you know, you find a fighter can find their own balance, who they are, their own identity. And so I see meanness in all three of you guys, for sure.
Nah, I can't deny that. I can't deny that. How did the Floyd relationship develop? Like, when did you first lock eyes on him and say, man, there's somebody I want Dev to be under? And how did that relationship start?
You went to the perfect person for your son to teach him and train him and show him things. You know, kudos to you.
Becoming what it was.
Well, I mean, my vision of Devin could never fit under Floyd Mayweather, but I met Floyd through Floyd Sr., through Ruiz.
Come on, Bill. Now you capping, man. We know Devin trying to be like Floyd, talk like him, act like him, say his quotes. Come on, man. Stop the cap, man.
When Floyd Sr. was training John Ruiz, the heavyweight, it was John Ruiz. It was a guy named Ruiz, and Floyd Sr. came in, and
in Vegas.
In Vegas, and I said, Senior, if you don't mind, I'd like you to look at my son, because I think that I have something special.
You told him that?
Yes. I said, I think that I have something special. And Floyd Sr. took a look at him. He said, oh, yeah. He says, come by my house. You know, the next day at 3 p.m., we was there at like 2:30, 2 o'clock. And through that work with Senior, I learned who Devin was, not with work with Floyd Jr. When working with Floyd Sr., Floyd said, you got one. You got something special,
Absolutely.
Just like I had in Floyd Jr. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I never put the connection that Devin is going to be up under Floyd. We had Devin Haney Promotions.
Yeah, Floyd Sr. was a good
I just looked at it that way. That was the vision.
Good fighter as well.
When Devin was young, and that never changed. You know what I mean? But obviously, having Floyd come in during times that we were working with him meant everything. It meant everything for Devin and his confidence. Floyd didn't always come in with strategy or come in dropping boxing jewels, but he was the perfect example of
facts.
A black man, a fighter that was unapologetic, that
his
worked extremely hard, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And was focused, you know what I mean? So he was every example that we needed outside the ring that made him larger than life. And then I said to Dan, you know, because I'm everything. I said, Dan, look at Floyd. Look at him. You can do that. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be up under him. You can do just what he's doing. And I think that
good advice to your son.
Devin is doing that at 27 years old. He's doing the Devin Haney.
He's doing the Devin Haney.
Good advice.
Where's your relationship at with Floyd right now? Where's Devin's relationship at with Floyd right now? After the Ryan Garcia fight, Floyd came out, had a lot to say. You got at him.
He had a lot to say. To say the least, he came out. See, Drayden told the truth. Floyd, you came out with Ryan Garcia, and you've been gone ever since. I don't know where he's at.
Come on, Bill. You know, he came out and said that he could have helped y'all. You didn't want his help. So what you talking about, man? He said he'll work on that. That jab is so great, remember?
I ain't talked to him, not on camera. Come on, Floyd. Come on, listen.
On IG Live. I ain't seen nothing.
He ain't came back since.
You ain't seen him?
I ain't seen
him. You ain't talked
to
him?
No, I take that back. I haven't seen him on camera. I haven't seen him in a way that he came
like
looking
that.
for me, like that. Because he came looking for me.
Yeah.
He was saying,
like, where Bill at?
Yeah, where Bill at? And he was talking about we don't do what something that he was talking about.
Yeah, he wanted to help y'all.
Come on, Floyd. You know what I'm saying?
He wanted to help y'all. Come on,
I don't
Bill.
think
Come on.
He did what he should have did is come out after Ryan Garcia tested positive. Being that Floyd, we watched Floyd be, before Devin, the biggest spokesperson for anti-doping.
Y'all just can't let that go.
Right. And USADA and BADA.
You can't let that go, huh? But you guys got whooped that night.
Right? So for now, for Devin, to he come out and say something about the fight, but then find out that it was PEDs involved and then not come back out publicly. We still waiting on you, Floyd. I seen you the other day, but we still waiting on you.
Yeah. What a relationship at? It ain't none.
Make no mistake about it. You know what I mean? I'm with Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? I'm employed by Devin. That's my son. That's where my heart is at. You know what I mean?
I bet you think you better than Floyd Mayweather, your son, huh? You really think that, huh, Bill? That your son could beat Floyd Mayweather in a fight? And I'm gonna go ahead and go out with a limb and say I think Floyd will beat Devin Haney till this day. And anybody got something to say, put it in the chat. I don't care. I'm standing on that.
And nothing else matters with me. You know what I'm saying? Any relationship, I don't owe allegiance to any relationship, any person, anything. You know when you see me that I'm here, I'm on behalf of Devin. You know what I'm saying?
How does Dev deal with it?
Well, we know you're not loyal to these coaches, man. You still, then you dip. You still in your dip.
Because you know that's somebody that he looked up to, somebody he got real close to, and you know really supposed to be a phone call away. But in your worst moment as a professional, they speaking out against you. How does he process something like that and deal with that?
Yeah, well that's for him. You know what I mean, to speak on. I always try to preserve
he wanted to help, man.
him
Bill
and his voice to be heard and not me to interpret it. But of course, you know, I'm like, you never was with us. You know what I'm saying? You never was. That's my thing.
Yeah, he did say he
fine.
Tank could beat
but
Haney,
tell the truth about the story that any father and any son that's dedicated didn't need you anyway. They needed to lean on what we leaned on November 22nd, and that's the skills and the hard work of Devin Haney. Not the flash, not the pizzazz, not the relationships. That's the skills and the hard work. Because when it came out, Brian Norman said, look at my jeans, look at my shirt. I don't give a He said, I don't have a car. I don't have.
He said that.
And he said he was coming to punish him with that. So at the end of the day, to all the little boys and all. The little girls. That's the hard work is what's gonna come down to. Not what you're wearing, not who you hanging out with. That's the vision that you see yourself and the work that you're willing to put in. And we didn't mind committing the work. We knew putting in the work was, if putting in the work was part of it, and that's all you needed, we was on our way.
That's one of the biggest things, man, that I watch people. You know, I study people. I might not say a word, but I study teams, I study mannerisms, I study how they come and go, how they dealing with it when they on top, how they dealing with it when they trying to get to the top, how they deal with it when it's adversity. I just sit back and watch. That's just, it's just how I'm wired. One thing I've always saw about y'all, you and Devin, and respected about y'all is no matter what people may say, always put in the work. Like it's a real, like everybody think that because they go to the gym, they working. All work is not created equal. Like, yes. Are you paying attention to detail? Are you on time? Are you staying late? Is your coach telling you, bro, that's enough, kill it, we good, we got time. Yes. I've always seen that about Devin, right? I've always seen that about you. And even how y'all run camp, I respect it because, even when you came today,
I know about Bill,
gonna be on time.
What Bill be doing?
Gonna be on time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You came early. I text you 15 minutes before you supposed to be here. I'm downstairs. I'm about to walk in right now. So I just want to give y'all flowers on that, man. Like, I don't know how that was developed or where y'all got that mindset from, but y'all really put in work, man, and you check all the boxes, and that's why that's a large part of the reason why y'all have success the way you have.
Absolutely, but it's a testament to you and those real professionals, you, Bernard Hopkins, Floyd, and all that, so detailed. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, to the younger fighters, that detail that you pay attention to your socks, your hat, I watch you too. I study the grades. I study, and that's the detail when you find your passion. And I think that, it's about what you're passionate about. I have a daughter, she plays tennis. You know what I mean? I have my 15-year-old Sean, who was playing tennis. We put in 4 or 5 years in tennis. And
I heard he
my
was
faith
good
and
too.
belief
I heard he was a good tennis player.
Was tested when
and your
Sean
daughter
came to me and he said,
let
Dad,
them play tennis,
after 5
but you
years
gonna
of
put him
playing
in
tennis,
boxing, Sean.
I want to be a fighter.
Yeah.
Everything about me says that parents should follow their kid, and when their kid is passionate about something, right? I knew nothing about tennis, but I knew that sport was a sport that the ball is going to go that way, and if you really want the money, go get it. And boxing, you got no choice. The game is coming to you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with Sean, and he came to me, he was like, Dad, listen, the chances of me getting to the top in tennis are slim. He said, but the chances of what my brother knows and what you know, if I listen to you and I work really hard, are better. I went back in there and I called Dev. I said, this is my ear is on to something. Dev said, well, give him a shot, Dad.
Yeah.
Give him a shot. You know what I mean? So as a team, you know what I mean? Now we're looking at Sean and what his career can be.
Man, we talking about detail, and
Yeah.
I'll try not to be, the 40-year-old.
Good luck with that.
Oh man, them youngsters, but they need to hear that too. Sometimes, like I think a lot. It's still some youngsters, man. I'm talking 20s and 30s, that they get it. And when we talk about checking the boxes and obsessing over the details, but a lot of what's in the game is the idea of success. I want the idea of what it is to be a champion. I really don't want to pay the price to be a champion. I don't want to leave my family for 8 weeks. I don't want to go to a random state and city to go lock in. I don't want to get up every morning and do this. Like I'll do it some mornings, but not every morning, right? And that's why the game is like this in terms of you don't have cats that stay on top 6, 7, 8, 10 years like they used to.
Yes.
10, 15, 20 defenses.
Yes.
It's you up, then you down, then you up. One bad fight, you step the competition up, we don't see him no more.
Yeah.
So that attention to detail, man, that's everything.
Yes.
It's not talked about enough. You ain't gonna get no bright lights because of it.
Yes.
But it's gonna reward you under them bright lights if you commit to it. But that detail, man, from how you living to how you moving, you ain't gonna do everything perfect. But man, I'm trying to get this right, because how you do some things is how you do all things.
Yes, sir.
If you sloppy on this end, you're gonna be sloppy when it matters the most.
Right.
So that detail is everything.
Right, and I think that was important in our meeting before the Brian Norman fight, is that I wanted Devin and you guys to have the kind of relationship that those details, he could see those details in you outside of the ring.
Yeah.
The professionalism that you bring, right? Just the detail,
Straight up.
the life detail as an older fighter, you know what I mean? And I think that it's important.
Yeah, that older fighter thing, man, I'm still getting used to it, but go ahead. That older fighter thing, because my brain telling me one thing, my body's saying something else, but go ahead.
Like it, man.
Hey, listen, you can still do it. I told you the last time you can still do it.
Yeah.
Listen, and I just want to say, Anthony Joshua, you are a friend of mine. And I asked Dre, I said, just give Anthony a call. I said, don't call him out. I did. I said, give him a call.
He said, call him.
Call him. Now, what did you think about when you first heard the fight had been announced with him and Jake Paul? Because we
gonna pass this.
Up until that point, he never had an opponent or anything like that.
Yeah, I knew it had been talked about, but then it got quiet.
Yes.
So I didn't know what was going on. And then Jake was trying to, fight Javante, and then, so when that happened,
he writes the checks. Anyone that he wants to bring in, we bring them in. you know, and anyone that he's not comfortable with, you know what I mean, we X him out, you know what I mean? So I think just playing my position and not necessarily every.
I remember Devin used to roll up every fight and challenge these guys, man. And he said, I used to be my own boss. He used to be all up in their face and all that. But, you know, time changed and he don't do that no more, man. That's what I did miss about the boxing. Like, you know, guys don't roll up on the ring and be in their face and let's go ahead and fight. They don't do that no more.
Position, you know what I mean, it's been essential to our relationship, you know. If Devin is feeling a certain way, he don't feel like training today, you know what I mean? As a dad, you might feel slighted, but as a coach, you understand that the psyche of the fighter, you know what I mean, can be in different places. So let's work on something else. Okay, we don't necessarily got to work on that. Let's watch some film. You know what I mean? Let's go get a massage. Let's go do things that we can do. You know what I mean? But we don't have to necessarily do the one thing that the coach is an expert at, right? He's not a masseuse, but the fighter needs a massage, right? And there's another thing that
I want
to talk about with trainers.
That.
When I'm being compared to trainers, there are coaches that don't have the ability to run a training camp. You know, they coach moments. You know, they coach, but actually being able to bring in the sparring partners, be able to pick the locations, be able to pick spots and times of travel, of this and that. You know what I mean? I think you got a chance to see me say, Brian Norman, where you at? Why you ain't here? Right? So,
you mean in Saudi?
In Saudi Arabia, getting acclimated.
That was big because it's inconvenient to go to Saudi and train in the middle of the night, but you got to make the sacrifice 2-3 weeks out because that's when the money is going to be on in the middle of the night. Yeah, it's that's one of the moments where we gotta be grown about this, be professional, and make them kind of sacrifices. So now I understand exactly what you were saying.
Right. So one caveat as a coach and a manager, right? And a dad, you're wearing these hats. So you're saying as a dad, I want the best for my son. As from a coach perspective, right? You're saying, okay, we can work here and we can work in we can work in Atlanta and we can work in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. But from a manager's perspective, I said, no, let's get this money to this team so they can get out there and get comfortable and get acclimated. You see what I mean? So those are different positions and different spots that traditionally they don't work in unison. They go different directions. But for us, you know what I mean? It's just me and Deb. So that's why we be kicking it. Because we faster, smoother, you know what I mean? It's just.
You know, Deb came up with a lot of guys that's good names, big names now.
Yeah,
you know, but you know, y'all been crossing paths. Some of them fought, some of them didn't. But y'all know each other. You know what I'm saying? The people just don't be knowing it.
Right,
people have relationships. Tell me about the relationship with Shakur Stevenson. You know, obviously, you know, they've been in the same weight class.
Oh, I like this talk. I like to hear what's on with this, man.
At a certain time, then you know, they won't be in the same weight class.
Hey, that's when Shakur went in that ring and Devin Haney said, I'm number one. He said, for now. And then Devin and Bill just took off, man.
They both doing their thing.
I'm not gonna say they ran
in their own respect, and it's like
they been
that relationship. Like you just got two young lions that can't really.
I can't wait for him to stop talking. Shakur is on the list.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, is it just we can't be in really in the same space? We trying to get the same thing. We can holler later. Like, what's the relationship with Shakur?
What list though, Bill Haney? You could knock him down. You gonna take his Prince status? Explain, baby boy.
No. We've out of respect of the fans, of the talent, asked and talked about the biggest and the best fights happen with the best fighters.
Right. So you mean that when you say that? When you say you want Devin in the biggest and best fights, that ain't just talk.
Just like when I walked up to you and told you that
I agree.
we were going to
I
walk
agree. I think Bill do want
Lomachenko
some of the
down.
best fights, but I don't think
I can't. And right in the ring, in the middle of the fight. I mean,
I don't see
when they've been. Was it that the announcing or we just got in the ring? And I looked over and I seen Dre and I seen Tim sitting there, and I walked over. I said, "It's too late for him." They was Lomachenko and them was right there. I said, "It's too late for him." Devin about to step to his mother.
You said that.
Watch this.
You said that.
I said, "Yeah, it's too late for him." Boom. And when
Bill, that fight was close, man. Don't act like you guys was just dominating the whole fight, man. That fight was close, man. Here comes the capping. Now we talking boxing, y'all. Lomachenko, he gave you run for your money, man. And I said, you guys won. You guys won that fight. But it wasn't like y'all just dominated the whole fight, like easy work. He gave you guys trouble.
He came back and he said in the 8th round, he said that he's on to it. He's up on it.
Yeah.
I said, it's too late. Go press it out. And
nah.
in the 12th round, you know what I mean? Like,
it wasn't too late.
Like the perfect getaway. We looked up in the rearview mirror and it wasn't chasing. Yeah. You heard what I said. I said in the 12th round, in the biggest fight for undisputed,
that's what won
for some people in 12th round, he wasn't there. So when everybody come back and say it was a robbery, it was right. If you ain't fighting in the 12th round, then what do that say about you?
I didn't say it was a robbery. I'll never say robbery. If it's a robbery like the Riseko and Shockey Foster fight, that's a robbery. But that fight, you guys won that fight. Early body shots in the beginning of the fight. Y'all took it home.
Dude. You know what I mean? So we had something to go cry about.
That robbery talk, man, these folks don't understand. They just don't understand how the game works. And if you don't show up in that 12th round, in that moment, that's on you, brother.
What would a grown man go and cry about?
Yeah.
Disappointment. And himself. Anytime that it would be out of, damn.
Yeah.
You're not hurt?
Yeah.
So as a man, what are you in there doing? You're not hurt. What do you know what I mean? Because you're disappointed in yourself. You know what I mean? And there were times that I know that there's only one man that ever came into my life and told me the truth, the 100% truth, and that's with my dad. I'm the guy in Devin's life that I believe that will tell him 100% of the truth. And there's been times as an amateur, and you know, where he gets back in the car and we riding, and he's like,
that's what's up.
So what you think?
Yeah.
I was like, man, I was like, well look at you.
Yeah.
He was like, what? I was like, dude, I told him, pull down the visor. He pulled down the visor. I said, are you lumped up? Are you marked up? He's no. I said, are you tired? He says, no. I said, well, you didn't leave it in the ring. Ain't nobody to be mad at but you.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I agree, Bill. Hey.
The police officer at the scene told me to never sue the driver who crashed into me after my car accident. I took his advice and got $100,000.
So back to the Shakur thing, man. Is it peace or is it still up? Because y'all around the same weight class. And I don't mean personally. I'm saying competitively on a boxing level.
Well, of course. I mean, it's always up. You know what I mean?
So you retired.
We put him on the list. You know what I'm saying? He knows what being on the list means.
It's always up. You put him on the list. And he's at 140, you're at 147. He wants his little perks, and you want your little perks. So make it happen then. You know what I'm saying? And it's up. That's what you said.
Up because he's not going to put Keyshawn on the list, and Keyshawn's not going to put him on the list because they're friends, right? It's not up. With us.
Dev and Shakur was friends too at one point.
But that's not.
Facts, Andre Ward.
It's always up. You in boxing, we're in around the same division. You know what I mean? And that's never changed. You know what I mean? Of course, outside the ring, right? we see Core, we dap him up, you know what I'm saying, and all the stuff. You know, it's no, of course. It's all business. And both of them.
And that's what it's all about. It's all about business. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the fight. So, you know, I just cross my fingers and maybe one day we'll get to fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to rush it. Whatever you guys want to do. But, you know, down the line, I hope Devin don't get big enough that we can't watch that fight because, you know, Devin's a big boy. We know he's a big boy. They missed the big boy right there.
Both of the guys quest to the Mount Rushmore of boxing because they both have a path to get there. It's not like Shakur is not going and trying to be the best, one of the best ever. Yeah. Devin is trying to be one of the best ever. And in that pursuit, you have an opportunity to really show how great you are. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's what that is.
Mm-hmm. How you looking at this fight Saturday?
Extremely competitive. I think there'll be times where Shakur breaks down from the pressure that Teofimo applies. If Teofimo is doing it the way that Devin would do it, the way that I'm looking at it. So that's if it's me,
Bill, Cap, we know that'd be a boring fight. I think Teo will take more chances on Devin what he took on Shakur. Shakur is elite, supreme.
With Teofimo, it's easy. Based on what I see, what Devin can do to Shakur, easy. Mm-hmm. Like when I saw you and I told you Brian Norman was going to be easy, you said easy? I said easy, mm-hmm. Right? Was it easy? Didn't I say it was going to be easy? Yeah. Easy.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, what?
Hey, look at him like
I said
that,
Shakur is easy work for Devin. So I'm saying this.
We just jumped from that fight to this fight, but we talking about it, so go ahead.
How?
Easy. Shakur? Bill Haney, for real? All right. You know, like I said, I let people let you talk, man, but I hear anybody else say that Shakur is easy. I mean, Devin, it'll be easy to beat Shakur, man. I'm going to have to go ahead and go in my wallet and get some coffee or buy you some weed or something to cool you down because, nah, I don't think so.
Oh.
Yeah.
You don't see it?
No.
For real? For real, you don't see it?
I think that's a competitive fight for both of them.
How?
Just from what I've seen. Dev's style, Dev's temperament, Shakur's style, Shakur's temperament. But help me understand.
Listen, that's an easier fight than Lomachenko.
Oh.
Oh man, put the cap on the Coca-Cola style, baby.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Well, because you don't know where all the tools in the Home Depot warehouse is that we have. It's a whole lot of tools. And you know a few of them, it's a whole lot of in there, dog. And because I don't want to give away too much, right?
Give away too much of holding. Couple jabs. Okay. I
don't want to give away too much because it could be a possible fight next. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really want to say how, right?
We'll get back to this fight then, Saturday.
We're not asking
you how. You said, Tio, if he
pressing.
I've never seen Shakur as a professional walk down, pump, and physically unable to like get somebody off of him.
Never.
I'm saying as a professional.
Yeah, but I've not seen him fight nobody that I would even think is anywhere near no motherfucker Devin Haney.
We talking about Teo, though.
No, what I'm saying is, you just said that, but you ain't seen him fight him up in person. No, you just said that.
Who?
Shakur. You ain't seen him fight nobody, Dre. Come on, big homie. Tell me who he fought that you would say that's a level that we should even look at that would be anything remotely to what the skills that Devin do.
You keep comparing him to Dev.
No, I'm saying this, but tell me who Shakur done fought.
Shakur got a good resume, for sure.
Like when you said to me...
And not only a good resume, we talking about Teo.
No, I'm saying...
No, hold on, Rich, just tell me the walk down part. When I say I ain't never seen Shakur Stevenson walk down.
I never saw him got
physically unable to get somebody off of him or box somebody.
If you go look at the sparring, if you go look at the sparring with him and Dev was walking him down.
What year was that though?
But I'm saying, have you seen? Did you see? Was Dev walking him down?
I didn't watch that. I seen clips. I ain't seen the whole thing.
What about you? You seen it? Not the whole thing. You seen any part of it?
So it's still up. It's still up.
Who?
It's still up.
He's on the list.
Yeah, I didn't know.
What the
Oh man, Bill Haney, you capping so much, man. Stop the bullshit, man. Those Haney lovers, boy. Y'all know how to do it.
Listen
He's
to
on
me.
the list. What do you think?
Hear what I'm saying. Listen to me.
Live with Andre Ward. The list is not fake, and Debo is real.
Listen to me. Listen to me. When I'm watching both of them, it's like it be up, where it's like it's active. The funk is active, and then it get quiet.
Yeah.
And then the weight class. I know the weight class, depending on what's put on the table, that could shift, whatever. When I'm looking at it, I'm like it's quiet right now.
No, when you put Shakur Stevenson's name on the list, a guy that has a hell of a team, a guy that has a hell of a coaching, hell of a management team and a hell of a coaching team, right? He has a hell of a fan base. He has all of that. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody else put him on the list.
So it's still a list. I ain't know it's a list. That's why we gotta have
live on Andre Ward.
That's why we gotta have these conversations. I didn't know it was still a list.
What do you think happened to the list? We just knocked off Brian Norman, who was on the list. So what do you think happened to the list?
That's why I gotta ask these questions. It's
the list stands, and that means you can't run from it. Nobody can run. Hold your hands up. Put your hands.
Who's scared of Devin? Look at him, y'all. Oh, the troll of the year, man. Look at him. There you go, man. The troll of the year. There you go, talking that boxing, promoting, daddy, Bill Haney, Trill Bill, that's what they call him. Yeah, like Pretty Ricky on Martin, baby. Yes, sir.
Hands up, freeze, freeze.
Tell me about the fight. How Teo gonna walk him down?
Well, if he had a jab, he could. You know what I mean? You got to start with the jab. When you talk about Devin, you talk about the fighter with the best jab in boxing. He throws it from everywhere.
You say your son got the best jab in boxing, but when Floyd came and wanted to help you about that jab of boxing, y'all didn't want to help. You didn't want Floyd Mayweather's help to help you with that jab. Y'all was quiet, sore losers after that fight too, man.
Beware, up, down, you know what I mean? So it's got to happen there. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell him after. I'll tell him after. If he want to let Shakur, if Dre come and tell you what to do, just think about it. I told him.
Yeah. I thought they was pushing peace, man. It's up.
No, listen.
It's been quiet. So I misread the silence. I'm like, oh, they seem like they, I ain't saying they friends no more, but like they seem like it's cordial. It's cool. Dev up here, weight class wise, Shakur 1. Okay. That's why I gotta ask these questions though.
You follow me on social media? Did you see what I just posted? Dev reposted? Okay. Go follow me, Bill Haney _, and you'll get a chance to see the latest heat coming from Debo Dev. Huh?
What you post?
Well, I mean, I just said that shout out to Turkey Al-Sheikh, who's with Devin.
Absolutely.
There's no boxing protection programs. There are no narratives that fights can't happen. You know what I mean? And that is what it is. You know what I mean? With the WBO belt at 147 belonging to Devin, and I think Teo has the WBO belt at 140, right? You're not able to tell a champion from 140 that they can't come up and fight you, right? You can't tell a champion at 154 that Devin can't come up from 147, correct? Correct? Can you come up and challenge from 100?
I'm listening to you.
47? Xander Zayas live on here. If they don't want to get it, Devin to go up to 154 and put it on Xander. How about that?
Why not?
147 pounds, WBO champion, stepping up to 154.
Come on, man.
He will go up there and whoop Xander Zayas under the assumption of what I'm.
What about Boots? Y'all called out Boots at 147, and then he said, I'll fight you at 152 in the middle. But y'all, you know, everybody's like, oh, Devin Haney fight anybody. Oh, he'll fight anybody, man. You know, he wanted to fight Boots. He wanted to fight Boots. If you go up to 154, what about you fight Boots? Yeah, be your king, like you said, nigga. Don't be a duck.
Describing can happen for a champion in a division wanting to step up. Correct? I mean, I'm asking you because you've been around. You must be calling me in this.
And not with them belts though. I don't play with them sanctioning bodies like that. I don't trust them. I don't believe in them. I don't, you know, it's just
okay.
That you would know more than me.
Okay,
I don't go to the functions every year. I never been to one. So you can tell me more than I can tell you.
Well, they did give me the manager of the year in 2023. So
the BO? The BO?
Yeah. No, the BWAA, Boxing Writers Association of America. But in all seriousness, Dre, it's to my understanding that a champion in a division as the 147-pound champion could petition to the same sanctioning body that he's a champion, that he wants to move up and become the mandatory challenger.
And still maintain his status at the lower weight. That's what you're saying? Not lose that belt when he go up.
Now, that's what I might not be 100% confident on my answer on that. You know what I mean? But it's so many moves for really know how to fight, man. It can really go, that has the style, right? That now, the one thing about Dev that's different is he fits everybody. And when I had the meeting, I said, this is gonna be the last time these folks are going to bet that Devin's mentally ain't strong. This will be the last time they're gonna bet that Devin's mental, not skills. For Brian Norman.
Like I said, he's still hesitant to me. Hesitant, man.
The question was, is he mentally tough enough to deal with Brian Norman? And I think we answered that. So what's the next question Boxing has?
What you think about them questions, though? You know, mindset not being tough, can't take a punch. Like, it's always a narrative riding around somebody, you know, depending on who the fighter is, what they done been through. How do y'all deal with those narratives? I know mainly is by showing and telling, but I'm saying when you hear that kind of stuff about your son, when Devin hears that kind of stuff about him, I had to go through it. What do y'all do?
I guess I can answer it for you. You just prove people wrong, man. That's your motivation.
About them type of narratives when they floating around.
I get excited about the campaigns of hate that they run.
Campaigns of hate.
Yeah, they run. You know what I mean? If it's Top Rank and their reporters and their writers and all that, and they'll run a smear campaign. No offense, Top Rank, we do business. Golden Boy, they'll run their smear campaign. And the other part, you see Eddie, he's out there smearing as much as he possibly can.
Is he?
Well, I mean,
Bill Haney's, y'all put a lot of narratives
about him, he openly says
time.
that he's not allowed to
be careful.
He's not at liberty to say things that are inconsistent with him when a fighter is being promoted by him.
About the Haneys, man.
Right? When a fighter is being promoted by him, he has one language and one verbiage he uses, and then the fighter's not promoted by him. So stop listening to Eddie Hearn.
Promoters in
politics. Exactly.
I'm saying they politic. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, but there's only one man in boxing that has an allegiance to the people.
Yeah.
That's Devin Haney. Not signed to not anyone, right? When the check comes, it goes to him. It don't go to no promoter. It don't go to no manager. It goes to Devin Haney. He talks to Turkey. He talks to Dr. Rakan.
You have to pay y'all, man.
And he already let them know. There's the list. While others, they hide behind the promoter. They say, well, the promoter is talking, or they say the manager is talking, or they say this, or they say that, the lawyer or whatever.
Earl Spence.
I think that he's
Keith
the only
Thurman.
one that's changed
Charlie
that
Brothers.
way of looking at boxing, of you needing a promoter or you needing that voice.
I don't need to know any other names that's on the list unless you want to share that, but how many names are on the list? Real names. Solid, viable options.
You know how many names? Does anybody know how many names it is? I think it's about 10 on there, you know? It's about 10. It's the first time in history a fighter then came out and put all the names on a list. I'm surprised that you don't know it. I know that, I think Tank is at the top of it. Maybe Shakur is next.
Not first time fighter. Maybe the first time a daddy put the fighters on the list. I don't think Devin did. But Devin did say, oh, when my dad pick, I'll fight. So, you know, you could take that. You could miss me with that.
Jerron Ennis.
There we go.
I think Connor Ben might be on there towards the bottom.
Hey, you guys could beat him. You guys could beat the Eggman for sure. I'm going for y'all with that one. But Boots, Shakur. Last time I went with you guys with the Ryan fight. And do I believe that you guys might do better next fight? Yeah, but we have to find out. We see which Ryan will come out.
You know what I mean? Because he was at 68 with Eubank. Ryan Garcia is number 10. You know what I mean? Because we need to, you know, he needs to get himself together a little bit. You know what I mean?
Y'all up there shaking hands with him like y'all buddy.
Brian Norman was on there.
That. Y'all did the same with
Keyshawn Davis. Yeah, man,
like
Keyshawn Davis is on there too. He can get it too.
But you guys get mad at Shakur because
listen, I go on my email. He'd be playing though. No, he'd be playing. I've texted. He didn't even have to. No, Keyshawn, you know you didn't have to fight this guy that you fighting right now. You know you could be fighting Devin next, right? Yeah, you know that, right? I'll show the email.
Didn't know that.
No, what? I'll show you the text right now with him. You know what I'm saying? You know, because with our game, it's DTC, man, direct to consumer, man. You dig? No, we going to DMs.
He's capping y'all.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. You know, if you really wanted to fight Devin, you would call Dre. You know that's the big homie.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Dre phone is quiet as a mother right now.
You don't think they want it?
Man, you ain't heard it, Dre. You ain't heard nobody say it. And you up around the baddest motherfucking young motherfuckers in the game. You done showed them everything. What they gonna do next? We've been waiting. We got the list. They on the list. And I'm surprised they didn't even call you and tell you. Kind of young motherfuckers not tell the big homie they on the list. They on the hit list. These across town got their name and all this on the thing. And talking about if it's up or not. Ain't nobody did Dre like that ever. Put him on the list. You dig? You put Dre's name on the list right now, he coming to see you. You dig? So that's how disrespectful he is.
You don't want it.
Cold list.
Cold guy.
Man, hey, all those people on that list, if he could be every single one of them, hey, you'll be a legend in the game in my book, man. That's why we have to wait. Contracts come out, see if you guys they take it, and we'll see what happens.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Take me to the Dead won his belt 2019. Sanctioning bodies doing what they do. They elevated Loma to what, super champion?
No, so what happened was we were initially ranked in the WBC. We were gonna fight.
Nah, they gave you that belt. That's why Tio wasn't undisputed, because you had the belt. When George Cambosa beat him, or he beat Loma, and then he didn't have all the belts. He had to go through Devin Haney. That's how you guys came undisputed.
Luke Campbell, Top Rank petitioned for a champion to fight for a vacant belt with the WBC. So he beat Luke Campbell, right? And then instead of fighting us, he chose to fight, I think he lost to Tio. He lost the belts to Tio.
But before that, though, I think he was already elevated, no? Loma? To the super champion?
The Haney's
He
already
might,
had
okay,
a
yeah,
belt.
yes.
He already
Okay,
had
yeah,
a
no,
belt
no,
before that
no,
fight.
no,
think he
Dre,
did.
Dre, 100% right. He fought Luke Campbell, and then they elevated him to the super champion, which made him hands off. We couldn't petition to fight him. Then he lost to Teofimo Lopez, right? Then Teofimo Lopez wouldn't fight us. He said that he had to fight his mandatory in George Kambosos, right? So he fought George Kambosos, lost to George Kambosos. George Kambosos said, Teofimo, if you rematch me, you got to come to Australia. Teofimo said he wasn't going to rematch him, so we went to Australia, whipped George Kambosos twice, came back with the belts, and on the plane, I'm riding on the plane coming back from Australia, and Dave said, I still want Lomachenko. I said, Dave, you're already undisputed. What do you want Lomachenko for? Right? Lomachenko, he ducks you here, he ducks you there. He did, what do you want Lomachenko? He said, Dad, I just want Lomachenko. So we came to the fight here in New York City when Loma was fighting Jermaine Ortiz.
He looked like a heavyweight.
They have jumped in the ring, right? Now, I don't know if you can remember a time where a guy has fought for undisputed,
he ain't
defended undisputed against the guy you lost to in George Kambosos, then came back to the United States and defended undisputed against a pound-for-pound great and Lomachenko. You see what I mean? So we had to do 3 fights to become undisputed, right? Because we were with Eddie, but Eddie couldn't make the fight happen with Kambosos. He couldn't make the fight happen because Kambosos.
Oh, you call that man Kambosos? Kambosos.
Okay,
It sound like Bozo.
No. Shout out to Kambosos and Kambosos.
Yeah.
And his father, man. I
solid people.
Yeah, they solid. They solid. But let me tell you though. So, Eddie couldn't make the fight happen because Lou DiBella had George Kambosos, and all
right, y'all.
Bite down in you, and if you're in tip-top shape, you can get that second win for that 11 to 12 or something like that and close strong, but you're gonna feel the weight cut. I don't care how good a shape you in. But the way Devin boxed in that fight, I remember going out and I was in the back, and we came out to commentate. No, take that back. I was sitting ringside, and the 2 fighters, they in the holding area getting ready to come out. And I'm listening to the crowd, and I'm looking at the big screen. It's a lot of energy in the room.
Yes.
It's a lot of energy in the room.
Yes.
And it's the type of energy that if you're not right, it can drain you.
Yes.
It can literally drain you. You can start becoming a spectator to your own event. Like, man, there's a lot of people in here tonight.
Yes.
I don't care how good your camp is. You can lose it from the dressing room to the ring.
Yes.
You can lose it.
Yes.
Meaning, you not locked in no more, and you gonna go out there and you not gonna perform the way you should. That can happen. But I remember listening to the crowd and thinking, this gonna be a big moment for Dev. It's gonna be for both fighters, really.
Yes.
But I want to see how Devin responds to this, because this is one of the moments when you're gonna graduate or you're gonna get sat down.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So boom, the fight start, and the poise that Devin had throughout the fight, man, was impressive.
Yes.
Because Loma's doing that Loma stuff.
Yes.
He's doing the Matrix stuff. He's stepping around. Even when he's not doing something, he look like he's doing something.
Yes.
But the type of punches he hits you with,
yes,
it's not so much power. I'm sure he got power, but it's stuff you don't see. Stepping to the side, bing, 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 bing. It can spook you.
Yes.
Because it's coming in different ways. You know what I'm saying? I saw Dev stick to the game, playing the body shots.
Mm-hmm.
Either side of Loma's body was red.
Mm-hmm.
Loma had moments. It's gonna happen.
Yes, of course.
When you fight an elite guy, they gonna have moments. Just like it's like a hoop game. You
Yes.
gonna have a run, we gonna have a run.
Yes.
We gotta have more runs than you and try to minimize your runs as much as possible.
Yes.
So Loma had some moments, but Devin just stayed composed, even in them tough spots. And I never seen him panic. I never seen him get outside himself. Even when Loma had his moments, he stayed within himself.
Yes.
Right? You coached a great fight.
Yes.
That fight, we could hear you in the corner. But the 12th round, though.
I don't know about that.
That's the round.
Yes.
Like, we don't have 13, 14, 15 no more. We got 11 and 12.
Yes.
If a fight is tight like that, you
I know
have to
about
assume,
that,
I don't
yeah.
care if you Loma or Devin Haney, you have to assume
All right,
my
I'm
nigga.
gonna fast forward it, man. I'm tired now, y'all.
There wasn't that many people there.
Yeah.
Is that what you saw?
Of course. I was in the delivery room with him. I don't know where all these people came from. So, you know what I mean? It's always a sight. You know what I mean? I'm super excited to see all the people,
Andre Ward looked at him.
But I'm also super excited to see him when he's alone. You know what I mean?
What you mean by
so,
what you mean by
Well, it was a great opportunity for him to recalibrate who he is, right?
Yeah.
Because you can be
All right, y'all, I'm done, man.
From, you know what I mean? And I kind of just lean on that, lean on the fact that that he's a sharp young guy.
Mm-hmm. And that allows you to sleep at night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I told him this though, and every dad needs to know that there is that time when Sean and Lil Bill and Dev, you have to break away from your dad. Because I'm not going to kick you out, you know? So as that.
One day. That was a great interview, y'all. I'm closing it up. Thank you for the people that was in the background. And that was a great interview, y'all. And you know, that's my reaction of the Bill Haney and Andre Ward, you know, and the Bill Haney, you know, as being a dad, being a promoter, you know, he has a job he got to do, make his son look good, you know. And like I said, I had mixed signals of him being, you know, some good things, some bad things. I don't believe that, you know, Evan going to beat the guys I think he ain't going to beat, like Shakur, Keyshawn, you know, those guys. I don't see him doing that. But yeah, my 2 hours is up, and you know, I did want to shout out my guy that did my soundtrack. I'm So Fly, and my tech guy, Keith Baker. And, you know, tell a friend, man, we're going to keep doing these reactions and, you know, talking boxing. And maybe, you know, maybe I'll start talking about some politics. I don't know. But, you know, we're going to try to keep it popping. So, you know, I'm going to give myself a round of applause for a good, I like the live tonight. People coming in and out. People was listening. I like that, man. And you know, God bless and you guys have a good day, man. I don't know if you guys want me to drop my link or nothing. You guys have anything I could do better? What y'all need me to do? Y'all come on here, whatever. So let's check it out. Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. Welcome to the Real CCW. You guys have a great night, man. Peace out.
Real CW. Yeah, we talking about the sports and we talking about them games. Yeah, we talk about everything that pop into my brain. I'm the real CW. Like a subscribe. I'm the real CW. Light skin, red the bud. I'm the real CW. Real CW. I'm the real CW. Real CW. I'm the real CW. Real CW. I'm the real CW. I'm the real CW. I'm the real CW. Real